at $2,750 per ton for FY24. And our Q4 costs were down 6% versus Q3, largely because coal e-auction prices came down and coal availability went up. Our expectation for Q1 is to be at a cost that is flattish with Q1, because we're going into the monsoon season, and hence, coal availability towards the latter half, June, July, could get tight. So we are sort of guiding that Q1 will be flattish from a cost perspective with Q1.
All right. Mr. Pai, the surprise element also came from the smaller part of your EBITDA from the domestic business, the copper business. Now, I recall we discussing a few quarters ago about whether 450 crores odd is sustainable. Now you're doing more than 550 crores per quarter. What's the run rate we should look at for the next few quarters?
Yeah, I think that first thing is Q1, we are having a major shutdown of Smelter 1. So the EBITDA for Q1 will be more in the 350 to 400 range, because we have a 65-day shutdown of Smelter 1. But if you take Q2, Q3, Q4, I think we should be in that 500 plus crores of EBITDA per ton on the copper side. The TCRCs this year are about 20 to 21 cents a pound, much higher than the 16 to 17 cents a pound that was there in calendar year 22.
Sir, Novelis was disappointing, but you are guiding for an improvement from here on. What levels should we look at going ahead, and when does it get back to $500 per ton?
Yeah, I think that, we hit $430 per ton in Q4 as we had predicted. I think the first 2 quarters of this year, you're going to be somewhere between that number and maybe 475, because there is still some destocking of can to happen in Q1. So what we have guided that for is that in the second half of the year, we should get back to that $500 per ton run rate.
Okay, all right. So we have got the aluminium business outlook done, that's $700 to around $800 per ton. The copper business as well. In the near term, it could see some bit of a headwind, but going ahead, you believe it will improve, and Novelis as well. Let's focus on debt reduction then. Good to see some debt reduction driven by working capital release. But what's the outlook from here on, keeping in mind you have ambitious capex plans?
So look, the Indian business is net debt free, because our gross debt in India is still 12,000 crores. So I think that in India, we will be roughly, below that number 1, because even this year, most of the capex is going to come out of the cash that we have generated. I think on the Novelis side, because their cash flow is more geared towards the second half, they are currently at about 2.3 net debt to EBITDA in Q4. They could be touching towards 3 in the first half of this year. But for the full year, they will also be comfortably near around about the 2.5 times net debt to EBITDA.
Could you give us some more clarity? Can you guide us to an absolute debt number?
Debt numbers itself are not going to change, because we are not going to pay down any more debt this year. We are going to put most of the cash generated towards the capex, because you have not asked me, but Novelis will have $1.8 billion worth of capex for that large US plant that's going on. And in India, we'll be spending around 5,000 crores of capex. So overall, we have quite a large capex plan this year, and most of the cash will be going towards capex. We will not be paying down any more debt, because the balance sheet is strong, net debt to EBITDA is under control.
So, sir, you have cash. You don't want to pare down your debt anymore. Your debt is under control. So would you look at diversifying? Because the government of India is looking at divesting. So would you be interested in any assets?
No, I think we are an aluminium and copper company. So anything that comes up in aluminium and copper, we will certainly take a look, but not steel.
Okay, so then what about Hindalco or Hindustan Copper? They come in the business ambit that you are looking at. Would you consider them?
I think on Hindustan Copper, we will be certainly taking a very good look.
Okay, well, thank you very much. Appreciate you joining in, and good getting that perspective across. Thanks very much. Well, I think we are getting rates from the pre-open. Deepan is still with us, and Deepan, I won't ask you about Hindalco or metals.
He doesn't like it.
We know the view. All right. right, the pre-open rates will come up on your screen on the Nifty and the Bank Nifty. Take a look at what's happening there. And